how to land your first entry-level business analyst role. So what is going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. On this channel, I talk all things in the world of the business analyst and other positions in IT as well. So if that interests you, please go ahead and subscribe. And today, as you can tell, we're going to be talking about how to land your first job as a business analyst at an entry-level position. Keyword entry-level because it's hard as it is to get a job. So you don't want to overshoot your target and, kind of apply for the senior positions when, you haven't even broken through the door. Once you break through the door, then, you can go ahead and look at that. So let's start by this, all right? You have to be realistic, all right? If I all of a sudden today want to become a teacher, I can't just become a teacher tomorrow and have a position next week as a teacher. I have to go ahead and understand what exactly the role entails as a teacher, what exactly I have to do in terms of my resume, what qualifications I need to get, what certifications I need to get, what tests I need to pass. Like, there are things, steps, and hoops that you will have to take in order to land that position. It's not impossible. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So just be realistic, all right, with yourself that, hey, you can do it, but it's not going to happen overnight, all right? It's going to take a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to talk about with regards to landing your first role as a BA is experience, right? That, to me, is crucial here because that is what, it all starts with. Now, you might be thinking, wait, for an entry-level position, we're looking for experience. Isn't that where I'm supposed to get the experience from in my entry-level position? Kind of, sort of, yes. It's not completely fair, but that's just how things are. Your experience doesn't have to be a previous job as a business analyst because then that would have been your entry-level job, not this one. But, and by the way, this applies to different roles as well. QA analyst, project manager, you name it. But the experience could come in different forms, all right? And I've mentioned this before, but your experience could be your degree, right? If you have a computer science major degree, if you have an information systems degree, and that degree could either be a bachelor's degree, it could be a master's degree. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It could come in the form of certifications. Hey, you did some business analyst certifications, you took some classes, you got some training that way, stuff that you can put on your resume, okay? Courses, right? The list goes on and on. So it's not just previous positions being the experience, it's, leveraging your experience to be able to go ahead and, put on your resume. And so that is really going to be the first step is look at your resume, see what exactly you have, and then fill in the gaps, all right? And how do you fill in the gaps? You go ahead and see what exactly these job descriptions, so look up some business analyst job descriptions, what exactly they're entailing. So when you go to apply, right, on these websites like LinkedIn or Indeed, you'll see what exactly the job description entails. And that will tell you, hey, that's the experience I need. And remember, we're looking at entry-level roles. Don't look at senior roles. And you'll see, hey, that's the experience I need. And they'll clearly let you know what they're looking for. You kind of have to tailor your resume in a way that matches that because that will give you the best chance, right? And so remember this, right? You can't be dishonest, you can't lie, but you have to be able to understand that, hey, maybe company A is looking for this skill set, but company B is looking for that skill set. Well, I've got both, but I don't need to include it on both resumes. Maybe I can do a separate resume for company B versus for company A. But again, I'm being truthful here. It's just that that's essentially what's going on in terms of what works better for each company. All right, so these job descriptions, really look into that. And by the way, when you are applying, right, when you are applying to these, apply plenty, all right? I see so many people that apply for 1 or 2 or 3 roles and they call it a day. No, your job until you get your first job is going to be applying, okay? I'm talking about this is your 9 to 5 until this is your 9 to 5. All right, so every single day, apply. That is just, it's a numbers game. It's going to increase your chances of landing a role, all right? You cannot expect to land a role if you apply to, 1 or 2 jobs. You got to go ahead and apply every single day. In fact, that is what I did. You have to apply pretty much every single day until you land the role, right? And hopefully by the time you're interviewing, which is going to be the next step, you have a couple interviews lined up, all right? So let's say you do get some callbacks, right? And they want to interview you. you got to interview confidently. All right? It could be a phone interview at first and then in-person interview, whatever the case may be. Be confident. Be confident, because here's the thing people don't understand. By the time you get to the interview stage, they already are okay with your resume. They are already sold and they think you're a good candidate. Now they just want to see, hey, will this person fit with our team? Will they be the right fit for what we are looking for on our team? Because clearly, if they did not think you were good enough in terms of your resume, they wouldn't have called you for an interview. So remember that. Have the confidence and interview well. I've got videos on how to nail the interview also on my channel, so go ahead and check that out. So you take these 3 steps. I know it's a little general, but just taking these 3 steps of finding out what your experience is, filling in that gap, looking at what the job descriptions entail for these roles, and then interviewing confidently, you should be able to go ahead and land the role, hopefully sooner rather than later. So hopefully that helped you guys out. If it did, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.